3 porta potties ablaze on my property line. Yeah, you heard that right. Plastic thrones lighting up the night while a woman in a Live Laugh lakefront hoodie sobs into a marshmallow skewer, and 2 HOA board members get zip-tied by the sheriff for trespassing and staging the weirdest suburban coup in Georgia history. And all I did was kick them off my land, if you can believe it. Now I'm being sued for emotional distress fire damage and for illegally disrupting the HOA's primitive bonding experience, whatever the hell that means. My name's Troy Beckett. I'm 44, and all I wanted was to live quietly in Whispering Pines Estates, mind my koi pond, and avoid people who treat mandatory fun like a military draft. First time I drove through this neighborhood 3 years ago, I thought I'd hit the jackpot. Big oaks lining peaceful streets, every house sitting on a generous slice of green, and my own 3 acres wrapping around a patch of untouched woods. After 15 years in cramped Atlanta apartments, neighbors banging on the walls, dogs howling all night, I thought I'd finally landed somewhere nobody would care if I put out solar lights or grilled a steak on Sunday. The real estate agent mentioned an active HOA, but I figured that just meant no pink houses or RVs on cinder blocks. What I didn't know was that lurking in the HOA bylaws was a creature named Deirdre Malalari. You ever meet someone and just know they're going to make your life interesting in all the wrong ways? That was Deirdre. HOA president, 5'4", of laminated, bylaw-wielding power hair so perfect it might have been bulletproof, always smelled faintly of eucalyptus and pure uncut authority. She showed up on my porch at 7 a.m., my first Saturday, with a welcome basket full of HOA newsletters, a calendar of compulsory events, and a note handwritten in purple ink reminding me about mailbox height. I should have seen it coming, but I just smiled, took the basket, and told myself, hey, just keep your head down and you'll be fine. Classic rookie mistake. See, my lot isn't like the others here. Most people get a neat rectangle. Mine wraps around the back with thick woods and a creek running through the back corner. The last owners, a sweet old couple, never had any problems, maybe because they died before Deirdre came to power. I spent my first year fixing up the pond naming koi, after Star Trek characters mowing the grass, to regulation height, and thinking, if I just play by the rules, I'll stay off the radar. But when Deirdre got re-elected, her 3rd term unopposed, something in her flipped. Maybe it was that assertive leadership workshop she took. Or maybe she was just bored. Either way, her attention zeroed in on my property. At first, it was flyers taped to my mailbox, always addressed Troy. Deirdre thinks you'd enjoy Wine Wednesday or Community Spirit Weekend. Needs your wooded land again. Never mind, I never agreed the first time. I called Janet, the HOA secretary, to set things straight, but she just stammered. Well, Deirdre said your land would be perfect for events. I told her nicely that my land wasn't up for grabs. Flyers kept coming. Then one evening I come home to find HOA folks in my woods, setting up folding chairs and hot dog skewers, clearing brush for a bonfire. I ask them to leave. Out steps Deirdre, sipping rosé from a monogram thermos like she's hosting The View. She tells me the bylaws clearly state the HOA has emergency communal camping rights for the betterment of neighborhood cohesion. She whips out some document from 1987 about shared green spaces meant for the public park 2 blocks over, not my land. When I point this out, she just laughs. Interpretations can vary, can't they? That should have been the end, but nope. The next week, I hear rumors according to Deirdre, I'm now antisocial, possibly dangerous, hoarding explosives and running an illegal duck operation. I kid you not. Pretty soon, the violations start rolling in. Suspicious outdoor lighting. My solar path lights, emotionally aggressive fence, same as 12 other houses, and my personal favorite, improper birdhouse aesthetics. Each fine $50, sometimes $100 I pay at first just to make it stop, but I keep copies. The folder grows thick. Meanwhile, Deirdre's parading prospective buyers by my fence, talking about turning my woods into a shared park. She starts scheduling HOA meetings when I'm on work calls, then tells me to send a representative. The gall is almost impressive. But the cherry on top, Deirdre campaigns for her 4th term on a platform of reclaiming underutilized spaces, meaning my land. Suddenly, there's a brand new tradition, the annual HOA Campout, which, shocker, nobody but Deirdre remembers. I send emails to the board CCing my lawyer Jennifer, stating clearly, no HOA events on my land period. Next day, I get a notice on my door, Campout, scheduled for Friday through Sunday, right on my acreage with a handwritten note, Troy, we're so excited you've embraced community spirit. I call email post signs, install cameras, and plan to be home all weekend. Except when I run out for groceries, I return to a circus cars lining the street, tents pitched across my woods, campfires blazing. Never mind there's a burn ban, kids roasting marshmallows, adults stringing up party lights. And there's Deirdre standing on a stump giving a PowerPoint on rewinding our community the HOA way. I start filming. When I walk up, she beams, "Oh, look, our host has arrived. Give Troy a round of applause. Unbelievable." I tell everyone they're trespassing, that I've warned the HOA and they need to leave. Deirdre waves her clipboard. The board voted, "This is the spirit, Commons," and I reply, "No, it's called my mortgage." She tries to rally the crowd, even invokes Sheriff Patterson's wife, who's just sitting in a camping chair looking mortified. I call 911. When the deputies arrive, I hand them a folder with all my evidence. Deirdre's going on about community over property, but the sheriff just asks, "Did Troy give you permission?" She tries to wiggle around it, finally says no. Sheriff tells everyone, "Pack up and leave. 10 minutes. Most people scatter, except Deirdre and her 2 loyal board members, who go full civil disobedience, linking arms and refusing to move. The deputies calmly arrest them. Deirdre goes limp and starts hollering about her rights. Her husband Ron stands by the minivan looking like he wishes he was anywhere else. Kids cry. People film. Then as everyone leaves, a tiki torch gets knocked over and 3 porta potties go up in flames, sending a black pillar of smoke into the sunset. The fire department arrives. The local news shows up. I give a quick statement, just the facts. Bob, my neighbor, tells the camera, "Deirdre's been power tripping for years. This was bound to happen." Next morning, it's all over the news. HOA president arrested in suburban land grab gone wrong. Mugshots, memes, viral videos. But Deirdre's not done Saturday. I'm served with a lawsuit. She and the other board members want $300,000 for emotional distress, property damage, loss of spiritual cohesion, and my favorite theft of anticipated joy. My lawyer Jennifer nearly chokes laughing. The whole thing's so ridiculous it's almost performance art. Then comes the emergency HOA meeting, standing room only. Deirdre shows up in a power suit claiming she's the victim of a terrorist of togetherness, meaning me. Bob calls her out. "You were arrested for trespassing." Deirdre Margaret, the sheriff's wife, is still traumatized by the porta potty fire. Gerald, one of her own board members, announces he's withdrawing from the lawsuit lawyer's orders. The room turns. Motions fly, full audit, new rules for events, and finally a special board election. People line up to sign the petition. Deirdre tries to regain control, but it's over. She storms out. But she's not done. Files an amended complaint now, claiming I violated the Fair Housing Act by discriminating against community organizers. Jennifer and I just shake our heads. The hearing is a circus. Deirdre's lawyer argues being an HOA president is a protected class. The judge, a no-nonsense guy, isn't having it, dismisses everything with prejudice, hits them for legal fees, and refers Deirdre for a criminal investigation. The new board sweeps in, audits the books, and turns out she's stolen over $40,000 for leadership retreats, wedding decorations, and even a hot tub, all on the HOA's dime. The DA presses charges, embezzlement, fraud. At the criminal trial, the former secretary testifies. Deirdre forced her to falsify. Minutes keep 2 sets of books. Deirdre takes the stand, compares herself to Rosa Parks, Joan of Arc, Nelson Mandela, and Marie Curie, claims she's a martyr for community values. The jury is out less than 2 hours. Guilty on all counts. The judge throws the book at her, 3 years in prison, restitution, legal fees. As she's led away, she's still screaming about injustice, demanding someone call the governor. You'd think I'd be celebrating, but honestly, I just feel relief. Ron, her husband is moving to Florida. No HOAs there. The neighborhood's quiet again. I still get the odd flyer, but now it's about actual block parties, not cult gatherings. And yeah, my koi pond's still the best spot in Whispering Pines. So here's my question for you. Was I wrong for standing up for my rights? Or is this exactly what happens when people in power forget what community really means? Drop a comment. Share your stories. Ever been up against an HOA gone rogue? And if you think justice was served, let me know. Community or chaos? That's the real debate.